Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble. Seems to be more in sync now, so everything seems to be okay at the moment. And of course, X support, got my Patreon and my PayPal for direct support. So I just managed before recording to publish the Gigabyte M28U kind of unboxing overview. Also got some reviews from Hardware Unbox that they were basically very decisive on choosing this monitor on the range of 4K monitors that were available on my market. But yeah, almost finished with the unboxings. I think 2 more videos and then I will start publishing alongside the daily news some gaming series videos. I will still need to confirm you. I will do a proper channel update on that regarding how I'm going to try out to do this kind of schedule, publishing those videos here. But I still need to do more recordings, so I have backlog just in case I don't have time to do those recordings of the gaming videos. But yeah, any kind of feedback is always appreciated, so let's get started. Not much about the thing with AMD launching the GPUs and everything. I covered a little bit yesterday, and I left I think I left a video, if not mistaken, on the description regarding the also Hardware Unbox, kind of covering the thing, mainly with the spec stuff, how it might compare in terms of performance, and also a little bit on the FSR free kind of thing there. But yeah, for that I will wait reviews to give a more thoughtful opinion, even though the pricing seems to me that they're trying to compete directly with Nvidia. They're not trying to overwhelm the market in terms of, because they also have like some Navi 32 chips that are basically competing in terms of performance with these 2 new cards. But yeah, we will have to wait and see how it goes. But let's see. Hopefully, I think Nvidia will start dropping their prices in the competition, because they have been able to maintain MSRPs there. And I think the battle will start developing after the launch of these GPUs from AMD, at least in the kind of the mid-range per se, kind of GPU market. But yeah, I've got some gaming news regarding from Gamescom that is, I think, will wrap up today or tomorrow or something like that. I'm not sure. I think it's tomorrow, because today is Saturday. Yeah, today is Saturday here. So Starfield and not Starfield, but the AMD stuff with the FSR kind of a thing here, and the DLSS, we got further clarification to a certain degree, but it's not. But okay, it will suffice for now. So we got a better understanding what is happening behind the scenes, because there was no kind of official response to what's really happening. And basically what is happening with this kind of bundles, in this case, for example, I think the Jedi Survivor, the Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and also Resident Evil 4, if not mistaken. I think it's also bundled like a deal with AMD, and now also Starfield. They basically they pay off to the studios to prioritize FSR's implementation, but to all intents and purposes, they don't forbid the implementation of DLSS. They encourage prioritizing FSR, from the official quotes from this guy, AMD gaming head Frank Azor. Sorry if I butchered the name there. And it's talking very specifically in this case with Bethesda. If they want to add DLSS to Starfield, they have AMD's full support. Of course, it's not the end of the story. Basically, AMD pays publishers to bundle their games with their graphic cards, in this case Starfield, Avatar, and more that will be launching for sure, and asks them to put FSR first as part of the deal. And of course, at least they are clear about this. Money absolutely exchange hands. When we do bundles, we ask them, are you willing to prioritize FSR? If they ask us for DLSS support, we always tell them, yes, that's okay. So suppose there is nothing prohibiting them to add DLSS at launch, which has the thing with the new Avatar game, Frontiers of Pandora. It will launch with FSR and DLSS, even though even AMD did like a um, a GPU. I don't know if it is an XTX or an XT for like a collaboration with this, and I think it's going to be support for AMD. They are launching DLSS also, so supposedly there is no issue with that. It's more about the benefits in terms of financial benefits regarding prioritizing FSR. So then if they want to put DLSS, I assume they are waiting also some kind of financial incentive from NVIDIA to support them in implementing DLSS, given that AMD first approached them and did this kind of deals by exchanging money regarding this deal. So I assume that publishers are not that so keen of rushing DLSS support, basically because I assume that they are waiting for NVIDIA to give some financial support also. But yeah, that's how are things done. At least we got a proper clarification. There is, at least officially, through AMD gaming head, so it's not just an employee, it's the gaming head from AMD, which is the chief of its department, clarifies that yeah, there is financial incentive to prioritize, but nothing that prohibits the implementation of DLSS. I don't think it's the best way to go about it, but mainly because I'm a consumer, I'm not a publisher or developer or even part of these companies here. So yeah, it's not good for the overall market in terms of consumer. How they if they have like a competitive competition GPU, it's not good. And we aren't even talking about the Intel one. So yeah, continue with Starfield. Supposedly they are going to implement the creation kit similar to how they did to Fallout 4 and Skyrim. And supposedly it will happen after launch. Usually the last time they implemented this was around 4 months after launch, and supposedly will work in a similar way, so it's going to be kind of easy to add, like in this case the planet creation, like doing some create your own planet, and also like introduce new quests and everything seems to be on the same route. I don't remember quite well because it's been a few years now for Fallout. I don't know, the creation kit. I don't know if they implemented at the time like a storefront. I don't know how it's working. I suppose not. I'm going to assume not, because in terms of mods, I always go Nexus mod or use the Steam Workshop for that kind of purposes. But I'm not sure if they introduce it like a creation kit, like front shop for you to pay the mods, because that backfires, especially with the horse armor thing a lot of years ago. But yeah, it's good to see that they're implementing the creation kit kind of tool, so modders can go around and easily mess around with the game, which is always good for us. Which to a certain degree it's free content, and you can support also modders directly if you choose so. Also, we got some stuff for an interview from Stalker 2 devs. They say that basically Nanite and Lumen from Unreal Engine 5 was kind of the thing that made them decide to jump to that engine. Mainly, I think it was they were achieving a lot of like space and trying to, while optimizing the game with the previous engine in terms of textures, they would have to reduce a lot of the quality of that. And supposedly no, Nanite resolves that situation in terms of like resolution scaling and everything. But yeah, similarly, I continue to see that this latest trailer that I showed yesterday seems to be a little underwhelming in terms of the graphic fidelity. I don't remember seeing the other in terms of quality, how it pairs with this new that it launched like 2 days ago, give or take. But yeah, seems okay. I cannot again, this is kind of the gameplay stuff. It's still a few months. They can polish that, I assume. So I just hope for the best, and that the game at least it's pretty decent. It will be an improvement from the previous games for sure, but it has to be relatively on par with the quality of the Unreal Engine games in terms of graphic fidelity, at least with the games that have been coming out. Lastly, we got here the Thaumaturge. I don't know very well how it's pronounced. I covered this game a few weeks or months ago. it was coming to launch, but still we don't have a release date, a fixed release date, but it's supposedly going to launch this year. Seems pretty interesting. It's kind of isometric, kind of RPG here. You're like the Thaumaturge. Again, sorry, I'm butchering the title of this of the profession here, and it's basically like a spirit hunter to a certain degree. So you can, it's like a thing from the bloodline that passes through the bloodline and everything, and he basically has to solve and banish these kind of evil spirits, something like that. To that thing, the thing that excites me more, it's the setting here. It's like Warsaw, like early 20th century, so 1920s, 1910s, given by the art style here. Seems and usually Polish authors, they have like their own thing here in terms of setting the moods and everything, and it's similar to The Witcher. It's got that own mood. With the Witcher kind of thing, but here of course is more based in real world. Seems pretty interesting. I'll continue to watch list it as I did already with Steam, and I will leave the Steam page here on the description also. And we got ourselves some oh, I forgot to put it here, but I will get there. We got some wish list kind of things. So Lords of the Fallen is coming out 13th October. Again, I will leave the Steam page here for you to wishlist the game. Also, we got banisters for you to wishlist, just in case you are interested. I saw there is like a new trailer with some gameplay, even though it's a little bit heavy edited for my taste. The combat, the only thing that it seems it's not that fluid. But again, it might seem a little bit between the fact that it's not that fluid and the fact that it's heavily edited. So they jump throughout scenes and parts of the combat that doesn't make the gameplay that much fluid. At least that's my perception. So we will see. In terms of graphic fidelity, it seems pretty good. We'll see how it goes. I will wait for a review when it supposedly is going to launch 7th November. But yeah, I will wait more info, more detailed info. I will like at least a quest or something similar to that extent, or a mission gameplay throughout, so we have a better perception of what you can do. But it has some RPG elements. That there was like some camping fire, trying to upgrade your stuff there. But yeah, the combat it can exchange between the two of them, so the physical part and the spiritual part per se. And then you have like points that you can decide whether to banish or forgive. There is like that mechanic also involved. So it seems pretty interesting in terms of gameplay. Let's see how it goes. In terms of gaming deals, we still have now Forever Skies. It's still in early access. It will be in early access for some time now. But it's 20% off if you want to take a chance. Seems pretty good. Already covered this game a few times here. They are on early access just to try to gather some feedback because of the mechanics involved, like survival mechanics, the base building mechanics, and the resource management that comes with it. They are trying to get some feedback in how to balance that out. I think it's like you got a few hours there at the moment, but seems pretty decent so far. Also, we got No Man's Sky. They launched already the Echoes update, so and it's now 50% off until the 4th of September. I think it adds a lot. I covered yesterday. There was a huge list of the improvements and changes and bug fixes and all that stuff. Seems pretty decent here. But yeah, it's now pretty good. It's from mostly positive, from like mixed and overwhelmingly negative at the time, to a very positive experience for everybody. So I think it's a recommendation here. And lastly, we got Planet of Lana. It's like a recent launch. Very positive reviews, like a puzzler. Kind of, I don't know if you can call it Metroidvania, but it's like a puzzler platformer. Got some interesting story. I don't think there is a lot of dialogue. But yeah, it's storytelling through gameplay. And it's 25% off until the 7th of September. And basically that's it. I will leave the link also for the, sorry, I don't know if I mentioned the trailer here for you to check out. It will be in the description here. So basically for today this is it. It's quite quiet day. Sorry. Hopefully on the closing of Gamescom. I think it's tomorrow. Again, I'm not sure. we will get like the final info. I might get a roundup to see what got my attention more. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.